Chrome reviving the monster to next season being Chapter 4? Here are 8 Fortnite live event theories and myths, starting with the return of the 7. Now, if we look back to the beginning of the season, Paradigm finally found the scientist, the Origin, and the Visitor down in the research lab, until the Chrome took all 3 of them and Paradigm escaped. She ended up going to Reality 659 to get away from the Chrome. The Imagined ended up sacrificing her life to kill Geno during the Collision live event, and the Order and Foundation aren't anywhere to be found. They've gone missing, and we could find their helmets on the island at the end of last season. And that got Paradigm's suspicions up, as she said the Foundation would never leave his helmet behind. With the Nothing now taking over the island, the Foundation has claimed that he's survived the Nothing before. So everyone currently thinks that he's hiding underground under the base of his statue. This is the same location at which he lost his helmet too. What's strange is that the door underneath the statue hasn't been affected by the Chrome, so whatever is inside is protected. This door has been here since the beginning of the chapter, and we always knew it would be used for something. The theory is that the Foundation is taking residence inside the secret base and devising a plan to stop the Nothing. This theory is pretty awesome. Do you actually reckon it's happening? But that's not even close to the craziest theory as to what people think are going to be happening in this live event. Many believe Midas is coming back to save us. Ever since Chapter 2 Season 2, everyone has wanted to see the return of Midas, and every season so far this chapter has hinted at his return. Season 1 was the book on the Doomsday device, last season was the secret dialogue with Meowscles, and this season we've even got a new skin variant of him. He got the curse of the gold touch, where everything that he touches turns to gold. He got this from being too greedy after trying to steal Oro's gold. They've now been teasing the return of Midas for years now, after Donald Mustard confirmed that Midas never actually died from that shark attack. Also, a lot of people still believe Midas has a huge part to play in this storyline, with his return being in this live event. Maybe Paradigm has gone back to Reality 659 to go and get Midas for help. Could he be getting rid of the Chrome with his gold touch? I mean, when put side by side, these effects are very, very similar, if not the same. And many believe he is the solution to take back the island, and like the antidote for the Chrome spreading. This theory, it seems a bit far-fetched, but this next one has got a ton of evidence to back it up. The return of the Cube Queen. The Herald, this season's main boss, is a messenger for the last reality. She was sent by the Nothing to spread the Chrome to take down the members of the 7, so there was no one left to protect the island. The Nothing is now confirmed to be a part of the last reality, but how do we know this? If you've been doing Byte's quests for this season, you would know that he's now being chosen by the Nothing to warrior for the last reality, since proving himself of wielding the Chrome power. When completing these quests, the text of the last mission says, "Rise, new warrior of the last reality," confirming the Nothing is part of the last reality. So does this mean the return of the Cube Queen? Well, at the end of Chapter 2, we saw the island flip and the Cube Queen's plan fail again, but she didn't die. She rifted away just in time and has been in space, devising her next plan to take down the island. Back in Season 8, she commands her army of the last reality to leave nothing behind, and said only nothing will remain. She's been mentioning the Nothing quite a lot. At the beginning of Chapter 2, a bright yellow light could be seen out at sea, which got everyone's suspicions up that she's watching over the island and her return is imminent. The mission of the Cube Queen is to simply destroy Reality Zero, and with the Nothing now taking over the island, it's now time for the return of the last reality and the Cube Queen. Could we finally see them back in game for this live event at the end of the season? Same with KLOMBO. People have noticed similarities between him and the Herald, and are expecting him to make a return. And with Season 4 coming to an end, many now think that next season will be the start of a new chapter, Chapter 4. According to a lot of people, we're not going into Season 5. The effect the Chrome is having on the island right now is very, very similar to the corruption caused by the cubes, which has got a lot of people to speculate that this is the end of the chapter. The fact there are files in game right now linked with a new map called Australia. And we know these code names for these maps are important. They refer to the Greek gods. There's a ton of in-game cosmetics literally telling us that this is the end. We saw exactly the same thing happen at the end of Chapter 2 with the Cube Queen's cosmetics. They all alluded to the ending of the chapter. And the fact that Creative 2.0 is finally releasing soon has got everyone thinking that Chapter 4 is next season. With this much evidence, surely this theory is actually going to happen. I mean, that theory was pretty awesome, but it's got nothing on this next one. The Ice King and Fire King to make a return. Now, I know this sounds absolutely crazy, but this has all come around in the last few weeks. At the end of last season, for some reason, the Ice King's back bling appeared on the island, and people didn't think much of it, but that was up until the recent update, where a summoning circle very similar to the Fire King's has been found. Obviously, this is for the new Halloween boss, and it's got people thinking that they're coming back. Some of Fortnite's biggest storyline characters are going to make a return. We keep seeing Chapter 1 items appear on the island, and they're seemingly foreshadowing future events. Could this be happening in the future? I mean, who knows? This next theory is the most likely, I think, to happen. Apparently, Geno is coming to save us. Now, believe it or not, after all of these years, both Geno and the Foundation have found out they have both been fighting to protect the island, but they've both just had different ways of doing it. Geno is the leader of the Imagined Order, and the Foundation, he's the leader of the Seven. He wants to free the Zero Point. After countless wars and no real outcome, the Foundation followed Geno into the Zero Point, and this caused Geno to start discorporating and eventually die. If you jump into the Zero Point, this is what happens, and that is why the Foundation wears his suit to protect him. We all assumed Geno had died, but it turns out he's still alive. With the Seven now gone, a lot of people now believe that Geno is the only person left that can save the island from the nothing. He's been maintaining the island along with the Imagined Order for thousands of years, and it's only ever been since the Seven have tried freeing the Zero Point that everything has gone so wrong. I mean, this survey skin of Geno is him in his younger years. So what if we're going into a new chapter in Fortnite, we could be going back in time? With the suspicion of the Foundation supposedly still being alive in his bunker, could these two once enemies actually come together to save the island? I mean, it seems very possible, and it's probably the most likely thing to happen out of all of these theories so far. But this next theory has got everyone on the edge of their seats. The return of the Devourer. Chrome is currently taking over the island at a rapid pace as the Nothing spreads their power. Its goal is to reach the reality tree and to cover the island in Chrome. But the problem is that the Chrome has now got to the point where it's nearly reaching the Devourer skull. We know that the Chrome in Fortnite can be used as a healing agent. It can heal animals, vehicles, also walls. And the theory is that once the Chrome finally reaches the Devourer, it will bring it back to life, and the Nothing will have control of it. I mean, there's even a ton of evidence to back this up. From day 1 of Chapter 3, we noticed items all around the island that would foreshadow future events, such as the mecha robot arm out at sea. After Tilted Towers defrosted, it wasn't long until we found the Devourer skull, which was unearthed by the Imagined Order as they've been mining for it. Since then, no progress or changes throughout the seasons have happened to this skull, and many believe now is the time. The mission of the Nothing is to leave nothing behind and to destroy Reality Zero. The monster could be a part of that. Do you think the Chrome is going to bring it back to life? And that's all. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe. Use code MMCS in the Fortnite item shop if you end up buying anything. And I'll see you guys over on my next video I've picked out for you on screen here. I'll see you guys over there.